What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Wrestle Bomb. My name is Kenny Bomb, and you just found a fresh new spot for all of your pro wrestling news. But today, we're talking about rumors, because I see some flying around on Twitter that definitely piqued my interest. Rumors have been flying around that some of these big AEW contracts are coming to an end, and some of these wrestlers are looking to switch things up soon. So we gotta talk about it. But before we do that, this is the first Wrestle Bomb video, so I need you guys to help me out. If you like this video, do me a huge favor and drop a like on this video. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Let's see if we can get 15 subscribers from just this video. If we can do that, then I'll be right back with another one. Now let's get into it.
Run, boy, they coming now.
So this was a tweet from Shining Polaris on X. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on X. She tweeted out, "If Jade does not return to AEW, how would you feel?" Now my response to this, and I'm not biased in any way, I love AEW, I love WWE. Honestly, she is 31. If she wants to improve any further, she needs to go to WWE for 3 years. Now, Jade Cargill has been great in AEW, one of my favorite wrestlers on the AEW roster. But I feel like if she went to WWE and sat under Shawn Michaels for a while, she can be even better. We look at what WWE did with Sasha Banks and Bayley. They created two of the best wrestlers of all time. Not best female or women's wrestlers. When it comes to bell-to-bell action, they are two of the best to ever do it. If you ask me, that was NXT in its golden days. And they were standing up to some of the best matches the men were having on that roster. That's how good they were. I mean, we can even use Bianca Belair as an example. She came in as green as God's earth, but now she's one of the top stars on the roster. And I think with the right polish, Jade Cargill can be in that same position, but I don't think she's going to get that polish at the Nightmare Factory. Now, I know she has a daughter, and I believe she said she didn't want to work that WWE schedule. And apparently, her husband was a big baseball player, so they got money, and she don't need it. So if she was to make that jump, it's going to take passion for it to work. If she doesn't want it, then it's not going to work. But if she goes to WWE for 3 years, she could jump ship back to AEW, and she's going to be a monster. She can be the best woman ever on that AEW roster because she has the screws in place. All she needs is the right mechanic to tighten them up. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think about it in the comment section. Now, before we move forward, just a reminder, we are in rumor territory, but it looks like Jade Cargill's contract may not be the only one set to come up here soon. I got another tweet from Truth Is Best for Biz, who stated, "She needs to do what makes her happy." And I agree with that 100%. She's not the only one I've heard who's jumping ship after their contract is up. Now we got a list of names who may potentially be looking at making a switch to WWE. Let's go through these names and talk about them a bit. Now the first name we have here is Hangman. We're going to save Hangman and the Young Bucks for last. So let's start with Wardlow. AEW had Wardlow hot. Wardlow was on fire. I don't know what happened and how we dropped the ball with Wardlow, but he was in that territory where he could have been the AEW champion. All up until he went against MJF and he won that TNT championship, it seems like it's all just been downhill for Wardlow. And then they cut his ponytail and it's been even worse. Now, Wardlow has a style that definitely fits in at AEW. Not only fits in, it stands out. Wardlow is one of the bigger guys on the roster, so he can get in there with those smaller guys and kind of just toss them around. And he looks like a beast. But once you get hot and then you go cold, it's going to be even harder to get hot again. So unfortunately, when it comes to this AEW run, I think it's a wrap for Wardlow. But lucky for him, he's pretty much exactly what WWE looks for. If he goes over there, he can have standout matches with Roman Reigns. He can have standout matches with Brock Lesnar, even Cody Rhodes at this point. So I think right now would be the perfect time for Wardlow to make that jump. Next, we have Hook. Now, rumor has it WWE is actually interested in bringing Hook over. But should Hook go to WWE? I don't think so. I don't think Hook fits that WWE style. You look at guys like Johnny Gargano, guys like Tommaso Ciampa, the smaller guys, they don't really thrive in WWE. Ricochet even. Hook, he doesn't talk. You know, he'll say a word here or there. I don't know if WWE would use that same gimmick, but knowing WWE, they'll put him in the ring with a microphone for 10 minutes and say, go get it, kid. So I don't think Hook needs to go to WWE, at least right now. He needs to stay in AEW, wait until he gets older so his body fills out, and, you know, he needs to work on his wrestling more as well, because you can tell he's still really green. So I think AEW is the perfect spot for Hook right now, and he doesn't need to make any changes. Next, we got Garcia. I don't think Garcia is a WWE guy either. Now, some people might not like this, but Garcia is kind of like a guy who kind of like forces his charisma. He does a little dancing thing, and it looks like he's trying to be entertaining. And when I see it, I'd be like, oh, he's trying to be entertaining. It doesn't come off as natural. So I think Garcia kind of needs to find himself, because he's like a wrestler who's trying to be an entertaining wrestler. And as of right now, it's not working for me. But the dancing segment was pretty good. With Sammy Guevara, I think he's picking it up. He's getting it, but he just doesn't have it yet. He needs some work. Next is Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian would get eaten alive in WWE. I'm sorry, y'all, but that's not going to work. If you can't survive being Kip Sabian in AEW, then it's just not going to work at all in WWE. Next, we got Jungle Boy. Now, Jungle Boy Jack Perry. He's trying to do the heel thing right now, and it's kind of rough, but I love the fact that he's trying. He's getting better at it every week. Every week he is improving, but he's a WWE guy. He is a bit small right now, but if he can get at least as big as Seth Rollins, he's WWE Championship material. Now, he definitely needs to work on the promos, but they can help him with that. As long as he picks up the promos, then I think he will thrive in WWE. Next, we got Anna Jay, who happens to be his girlfriend. If Jungle Boy's out of there, Anna Jay is out of there as well. Will she be good in WWE? She needs to hit up NXT. She has the look, definitely a beautiful woman, but in-ring is kind of rough. But she's young at it. She's still new at it. She's still learning. So I think in the same vein as Jade Cargill, if they get her in NXT and teach her the ropes, she could turn out to be really good. Then we got Penelope Ford. She's another one. I don't know. She's a really good wrestler, but she would work in WWE, but she wouldn't be on the level of like a Bayley and Becky Lynch. She would be more of a Shotzi Blackheart. And I think that's okay. I mean, that's okay, right? Last, before we get to the big boys, we got Red Velvet. And Red Velvet needs to be in somebody's wrestling school. She needs to be exclusively in the Nightmare Factory or exclusively in NXT, wherever you pick, because she's not ready to be in that ring on TV. Now, we got Hangman, we got the Young Bucks, and I don't know why Kenny Omega's not on this list, but he definitely should be, because apparently these guys have not signed new contracts yet. And I don't care what it looks like internally. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm in panic mode. We see what happened to Cody Rhodes. That was the biggest loss AEW ever took. If AEW loses Hangman, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega, that's a death blow. A lot of people I talk to about this say it's not possible. They are elite. They will never leave AEW. I thought the same thing about Cody Rhodes. Now, Tony Khan made the decision to bring CM Punk back. Just last week on AEW Collision, CM Punk took a black spray paint can and X'd out the E for Elite on the AEW Championship belt. Now, he made the excuse saying, this is my symbol. This is what I grew up on. This makes me straight edge. He put an X right over the Elite on the belt. That's just a subliminal shot. So you brought this guy back to the company that these guys refuse to work with. They won't even talk to him. CM Punk said it in that promo. So if these guys end up leaving AEW, then Tony Khan essentially sacrificed 4 of his top stars to keep CM Punk. Now that story gets a lot deeper than that, and we'll touch on it in a future episode as long as we meet our goals on this one. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in to WrestleBomb. I'll see y'all next time. Bombs out.